The next question that we have is this one I'm also pretty interested in, and it's talking about whether or not meditation can improve sleep. And I think with like our jobs are actually kind of similar in a sense where there's a lot of clients, customers, employees that you're constantly communicating with, and I have worked to some stages where I remember dreaming about my work, and like there was one time where I actually woke up at like 3 a.m. I thought I had a client meeting, and I just ran out into the middle of this living room, and then I was like, wait, what am I doing? It's like 3 a.m. because I thought I was like late for one. So yeah, I think like sleep quality is really important. So tell us more about how meditation can help with sleep, and like maybe your own experience regarding that too.
Thank you for this question. It is an interesting question, and I found myself thinking about work in the middle of the night many times. And that is actually a sign that you are depleted, and your body is in fight or flight mode. That is like the first sign of that imbalance. And there is no scientific evidence that meditation is like directly related to improving sleep.
Like scholarly
articles.
Okay.
I haven't seen one, but there's been some studies where there is some evidence that it does help, which is a good start. And I think when we can't have quality sleep, it's because something is bothering us, right? Whether it's physical or emotional. So there are different ways to work through it, and I believe meditation can definitely help. Maybe it depends on what type of sleeping issue you're having, how severe it is. I find that when I meditate before going to bed, it absolutely helps me to calm down and release some of that stress and tension from your body and improve the quality of my sleep. For me, it definitely works, and I really encourage some of you to try to do meditation before bed and see if it will help you or not. But I think that there is a good chance that it will help.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I don't think, like, I'm sure I can put a disclaimer saying this isn't medical advice.
Yes.
Even though it's not really a big issue.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, like we're not trying to say that anyways. So but I think that that makes a lot of sense because it can like reground yourself pretty much, and like you mentioned about like before you sleep doing that. And do you still do that? Like, how often do you meditate actually in that case?
That's a really good question. I meditate every day. And sometimes I do it in the morning. So I start my morning usually with yoga, which is moving meditation. And I do a little bit of just quiet meditation, mindfulness meditation after I do some yoga practice. And then I also try to do some meditation before going to bed. So I usually do it twice a day. Sometimes when I get too busy, I just do it in the morning. But I try to do it twice a day.
Right, and like usually, how long is a meditation session for you?
So for me, I start always with 20 minutes yoga and 10 minutes meditation. So just 30 minutes before I start work, which I wish I could have a 2-hour meditation in the morning, but unfortunately I am like many people, just not have that much time.
That would be crazy. Like if I were to do that, I would have to wake up at 5.
I know, right?
At least.
So at least,
to do
right?
That,
to do it too. But that would be like ideal for me. Like I guess maybe at that stage of I've been doing it for 8 years now, so I would love to do it for that long if I could. But I find that 30 minutes work for me because first of all I wake up and I move my body, I open up my hips, I let the blood flow better, I stretch, and then I find that quiet, peaceful place within me before I start looking at my phone, before I start work and reading all those emails, before I get myself into back to the rat race.
Right.
So I really recommend actually not having your phone when you sleep, and starting your day not looking at your phone, but rather having 10 minutes meditation. Maybe yoga is not something you do, and maybe a little bit of exercises that would work as well.
Right. And let's look at I think I have one. Oh, this one's an interesting one. When I was doing some market research,
Yeah.
it was talking about the idea of when does meditation not work
That's
for
a
you?
very interesting question. I think that for some people, the anxiety is reaching depression level, and it might be that you're just so far off that balance that meditation might create even maybe harder anxiety for you, because you will be really sitting there with all your issues and you won't be able to breathe it out and work through it. Maybe
Wow.
because your mind is already too far off the wagon,
Yeah.
where you might need a bit more of some professional support and maybe some professional who can actually guide you through the proper style of meditation, because not everything will work for everybody. So you need to really like understand where you're at, and if you need some help, and there have been some studies that it did have reverse effect on some people. So you
Wow.
need to really
I guess the mind is really important
the
in
mind
that
is
sense,
very
because
important. Yeah.
what at some point if they're having a serious mental issue,
Yeah.
and when you meditate you are like
Amplifying
yeah,
those
exactly.
issues, and it might create even a harder response
Yeah,
to the
that's
present moment.
yeah. I never thought of that. That's like that's a scary thought.
You
to
know,
think
it's
about.
kind of like when
Yeah.
you exercise and you have an injury, and then they tell you, well, just stretch it out. It's gonna be good for you. Stretching is good. It might not be good for your knee because you are injured. So it's similar idea here. If you are injured, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the tool for you right now. Maybe you need to get into like your healthy ankle first before you start the stretching and that rehabilitation process.
Yeah, like sometimes it can be good to keep mobilizing it, but sometimes if it's a special type of injury,
Yes, you just
Yeah.
need to put a cast on it
so similar
and
to
let it heal.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, similar to meditation too. Like when can it be useful and when can it be not?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, these answers have been like really insightful so far for sure. I think we'll end off with one last question, which is talking about how has meditation changed your life, and how has it affected your life?
Thank you, Steven. That's a wonderful question, and you're right, it's quite loaded. I can tell you that the main benefit from meditation that I see in my life is that I can stay grounded no matter what happens, right? If I hit high moments of my life, I'm able to breathe and bring myself down to that balance. Or if I have really sad things happening in my life, I know what I can do to, bring myself a little bit up and find that perfect balance and perfect energy no matter what happens in my life. An important thing to mention here is that the world is different. We cannot really sit for hours in the same pose like monks used to do in India, but we can definitely have a 5 minutes, 10 minutes meditation practices in maybe laying down or sitting on the couch, just closing your eyes and relaxing into your breath, and finding that time, a few minutes here and there throughout the day, even during things like maybe driving or walking or doing something. You can incorporate meditation into that, and that will
Yeah.
definitely help you with
I think like my preconceived notion of
Yeah.
meditation really was like I needed to be on the floor, or I
Yes.
needed to be cross-legged. But I learned a lot today in a sense where that doesn't have to be the case.
It does not have to be the case. You have to find what works for you, what's comfortable for you. We all have such different bodies. Not all of us can sit in a cross-legged pose, right? Not all of us can stay in meditation for 2 hours, right? Like you just have to find what's comfortable for you and what works for you, and the length of time that is, appropriate for your body, for your mind, and for what you are looking to improve in your life.
For sure. Well, that's gonna be it for our video today, and I think we went through a lot of questions. We did a awesome meditation that you got to see me close my eyes for 5 minutes and like really de-stress, which was awesome as well. I'm gonna put Taisiya's links in the description as well, so you can go check her out and see what meditation, what she's all about. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and thanks for joining us today, Taisiya, as well.
Thank you, Stephen. I really enjoyed the time with you and your audience.
Yeah, and we'll see you all in the next video.